A lot of you guys struggle with transferring your obedience that you work on in your house to a realistic setting outside. And in this video, I'm gonna show you everything that you need to know to transfer all the obedience and training that you do inside that's successful to a realistic outside environment. The two main reasons why your obedience isn't effective in a realistic setting or outside of your house, number one is your dog doesn't know the behavior well enough. That's something that you should audit. Take away the tools, take away your leash, take away your food, all that stuff, and ask your dog to do it. And if they don't, your dog probably doesn't know the behavior that well. They don't know sit, down, heel that well. The other thing is your distance, distraction, and duration. So getting to a point where you can throw a ball or you can shoot a basketball in something like a closed field in practice is much, much different from the real thing. So you have to make sure that when you're training and you're putting your dog into these situations, that you're actually doing it in a way that's gonna be effective and sustainable, which is what we're going on over now. You'll pass another dog up here, and let's just see how this goes. This is about the 4th time I've brought Burley downtown. So let's just see how it goes. Big German Shepherd here. Heel. Good, heel. Good, heel. So all this is air scenting. So if you see him air scenting here, he's sniffing hard. So that air scenting is totally normal for dogs to do. But you guys saw, I just used the heel. Now I'm using the down and the stay, and the dog is still behind us. So it's desensitization, which means like, hey, there's another dog, you should get used to that. But then there's also applying your obedience, which is huge. Burley, break. Good, so now he's on his break, he can do what he wants. We're gonna come out. Burley, come. Yes, good boy, down. Good down, stay. So as this dog is passing, we're just using that down stay to see how he does. Good stay. That was just good for me to see. We worked on the recall, which called the dog away. We worked on the down and we worked on the stay. Those are 3 separate behaviors that you guys have seen in this channel that I've worked on before. So again, if you guys are struggling with implementing and realistic training, you're struggling with the dog pulling you and not downing and not staying, you have to go back to your basics. So that was just the real life application of stuff we've already done with him. Now he's on his break and he can do whatever he wants. Let's continue. So the break command is also something you guys probably have seen in my channel. And again, it's really, really important. If we're gonna tell our dogs what they can and can't do, walk next to me in slow motion downtown with all this stimuli, you also have to make sure that you can give your dog a break, which is really, really important. Here in a minute, I want to demonstrate exactly what a very black and white binary break should look like. When I tell my dog to heel or down or sit or stay or work in general, the dog should check right in and do it. When I say break, the dog should be like, I'm out of here. Let me show you what that looks like in reality. So I'm just going to heel towards you guys. Burley, heel. Good. Good. He's auto downing mainly because he wants food. Now it's important too that I'll mention I did not feed this dog breakfast. It's about 10:30 a.m. He's hungry and I'm using my beef liver treats. Now watch what the break does to a dog. Watch what it should be. Really break. Good. Now he's on his break. So the break simply means recess, free time, do what you want. It doesn't mean you can bark and lunge and be crazy. It just means that you don't have to work, you don't have to be in a heel, you don't have to be in a down, you don't have to be in a stay. You can just do what you want.
You want to say hello?
Yeah.
Okay.
He wants to know what's in those bags.
Oh, no.
People ask me all the time, how long should the break be? How long should the heel be? It's gonna be predicated off of how well your dog knows each behavior. Just like with kids, just like with humans, if you ask your dog to heel and you've only heeled inside for 10 feet, and you come outside and try to heel all the way down this main strip, you're gonna fail miserably. You're gonna hang up your leash, you're gonna call a dog trainer, and you're gonna say, my dog doesn't listen. It's not that your dog doesn't listen, it's that your dog doesn't know what to do. So right now he's on his break, and it could last for 30 to 50 seconds to 15 minutes. It just depends on what I want. We're gonna walk by a bunch of restaurants where people are outside eating and stuff. I'm gonna work on the heel. So let's just gauge where his heel is at. So remember, the heel is the dog walking at your heels. If you don't have a good heel, you are not gonna be able to do this outside. That's kind of the whole premise of this whole video. Many times, I would say 60% of times dogs fail outside is because the behavior isn't strong enough to even ask the dog to do it. Let's go. So when I slow down, he should stop here. Good. Yes, good. All right, we're gonna walk by this dog and see how he does. Good heel. Good. Nice. So I'm just looking for neutrality, which is perfect. Just a dog on the other side. There's also that German Shepherd that's right there. So I'm just looking for neutrality. I don't care if he looks. A lot of people ask me like, oh, my trainer said the dog can't look. I'm like, I don't care if he looks, as long as he makes good decisions while he's looking. Now he's an 8-month-old almost 9-month-old intact Boerboel, which means he's probably gonna be pretty good with neutral dogs. The moment a dog looks at him wrong and reacts to him, he's gonna have a problem with that. And he probably always will. And that's not training, that's genetics. So we're not telling a fish not to swim here, but let's heel past this shepherd again and just continue our heel and see how he does. So a lot of people don't check in with their dogs. I'm gonna check in here, good. So there's a distraction up here and I'm slowing down to make sure that the dog is still engaged. Now, if you slowed down and stopped and your dog just kept going, don't go to the distraction because your dog's already telling you, hey, I'm already checked out. Good heel, good heel, good, good heel. Break. And I'm gonna pay him for that. So let's work on another behavior that we've taught him before we're in reality to see how he does in reality. Burley, down. What I'm trying to do right now is trying to proof him out. I'm actually looking for holes. I'm looking for this dog to make mistakes so then when I go back home, I can work on these things. But I want you to remember, I've worked on these things for 6 months before I brought the dog outside. And that's what I find a lot of dog owners run into a problem is when they teach their dog stuff, they teach them A, in this environment, which you shouldn't do, and B, they teach the dog to do one thing and then go out the next day. So here, he's been working on this downstay for 6 months, and as you can see, this isn't really realistic because I don't know anybody that would be like, my dog's behind me outside of us filming, but it's testing his obedience. So again, I'm working on that down that we worked on previously in some of the other videos and the stay that we've worked on in some of the other videos on this channel to keep that downstay. We're gonna wait for this stroller to pass and then we're gonna give him a break. And again, just exercising that break. Listen to my voice inflection and listen to and watch what he does. Break. Good, Muddy, good job. All right, Abby, you're gonna hold him. I'm gonna go place 2 big pieces of beef liver up front and I'm gonna walk him past and see if he does a good leave it. All right, maybe he won't see me do these. All right, so we just put the beef liver down. We're gonna walk past and see if he leaves it. Well, didn't see him, so that didn't work. So we're gonna work on a leave it. So let's say you live in an environment where there's things you don't want your dog to get, whether it's a beach and there's dead stuff, or you're in a city and there's also dead stuff. We worked on this, heel. Leave it. Good, leave it, good. The application of leave it could be for other dogs, other people, trash, gum, literally anything you don't want your dog to get into. So if you guys are watching this and you're at home and you're struggling with your dog to do this stuff, go back inside. Go back to the practice field. Practice field's at home, reality and game, Super Bowl is outside. Make sure that your foundation and make sure that your skill sets are good enough to enter the playing field first. Good heel. Good heel.
Looking at me thinking I'm a dog guy.
Yeah.
Can I say hi?
Sure, he probably won't want to though. He doesn't really care.
God bless him.
Yeah, it kind of makes my life easier, to be honest. If I had a puppy that wanted to say hi to everybody, it'd be difficult to walk. Yes, good. So that's one of the other things that I taught him early on. And again, it's kind of coming out here. So that guy was giving him attention. So if you guys remember, one of our first videos we did was with engagement. So something that he wanted, or almost even like a temptation, that guy actually looked at him in his face and pet him, and Burley came right back to me for food. So that just tells me he's like almost getting tested of like, I'm not gonna engage with that person. And that's good because that's the temperament I want with him. He's a Boerboel, he's my protective dog for my family. I don't want him to go out to say hi to every single dog. And to be honest, like if you have a dog that's super friendly, that's great. That makes your life probably a lot easier than some of my clients or some of the dogs you see on this channel. However, but when you're out, like that guy was saying, is you can't even walk because your dog is going up to say hi to everybody. That's why the break command comes in. If he was in a position, if he was in a behavior, a down, a sit, or a place, or a stay, I would break him before he can go up and say hi to people. And that's really, really important when you guys are developing your dog. And it doesn't matter what the temperament or the behavior of the dog is, well, it does, but regardless, if it's a 6-month-old happy-go-lucky puppy that wants to kiss everybody, you should still have a break or a go command to say, you can go say hi. Because if you don't, every single person, every single dog, every single thing that walks by or enters your dog's environment when you're outside is gonna be a trigger to go say hi. That's why in the beginning stages, I only let my dog go say hi to people if I break them. Not so sure about that. All right, so if you guys are at home and you're like, wow, Tom, I wanna be able to do all this stuff with your new dog or your dog that you've had and you're struggling, I'm gonna show you the tips on how to get your dog to listen just as well outside as they are inside. Now, let's just go over the down command for an example. So with Burley, he's smelling all the kids and all the things going on in the park. we're just gonna simply put him really down. Good, down, okay. Now, when he downs, it's really important that you keep your leash on your dog. He knows down well, so let's say for an example, when he was, rewind 2 months ago, getting up. Make sure you have your leash on to apply some pressure to keep him into a down when he gets up. It's really important that you guys time your corrections properly. When we talk about corrections, you're driving down the road, you hit the rumble strip, that's a correction. Wrong, do something else. If the rumble strip didn't matter to you, it would be deadly for you, you'd be off into the bushes hitting a tree. So you want that correction to matter. You want it to be abrupt. You want it to disrupt their thinking process. You're not trying to hurt them, you're just simply trying to correct them. Somebody hands in a paper and you're a teacher and it says 1 + 1 = 4. Nope, wrong, correction. I'm gonna teach you how to do this right. 1 + 1 actually equals 2. So make sure when you're doing this, you're using positive reinforcement. Good down, well done. But you're also giving yourself the ability to hold the dog accountable at the right time. So if he were to get up, for an example, I would be prepared to either step on the leash or to give him the timing down. So when he gets up, wrong, wrong, he lays down and he stays there for a durational time. Good down, good down, good down. I'm paying him. Okay, break, and then I'm breaking the dog. Let's talk about the heel. So the heel is something that you guys are gonna wanna do in increments. So pick a spot, right? Let's take this stick right here for an example. We throw it over here. Okay, I'm gonna heel to that stick. But basically I've put out, I'm gonna heel to that stick, I'm gonna heel to that mailbox, I'm gonna heel to that tree. We're gonna tell the dog to heel. Burley, heel. 1, good heel, rewarding, good heel, rewarding, good heel, Burley, good heel. Okay, I'm now at the stick. Okay, break. So now that we've done A to B, now go A to C, A to D. But make sure that you have, this is the problem everyone runs into. When you correct your dog for saying, I'm not heeling anymore, you have to make sure that the correction or the accountability matters. If I wanted to go rob that bank right there and the cops stand outside and goes, please don't, every single person today, tomorrow, and the next day are gonna be robbing that bank because the accountability for doing something that they want doesn't exist. That's the other thing. But also make sure if you're still in the very, very early stages of heel work and you're trying to do this outside, make it as easy as possible. Let's say you have a food lure. You get your beef liver treats out, 1, good heel, lure him, good heel, right back to the basics. Yes, good heel. Okay, break. So that's the other thing you can do is you can try to compete with the distractions surrounding you. But there's a disclaimer there. You have to really make sure that you're not predicating all of your training and your success off of motivation. If you guys completely predicate or depend on motivation for your dog's training, you will 100% fail when you get out here. So if you're using all positive reinforcement and food and toys, you're going to fail when you come out here because you have a $10 bill and that squirrel over there is a $50 bill and your dog will check you out. That's why that accountability and that balance is really, really, really important. So let's say now we want to work on the stay. So let's just go step 1, 2, 3. Burley down, Burley stay, okay? Holding. Now again, I have the leash on the dog. I'm rewarding using positive reinforcement. Good stay, Burley. The moment he gets up, he's gonna get pressure, he's gonna get a correction, he's gonna get accountability. Okay, now the next step, dropping the leash, moving away. Going to the dog, paying the dog in position. Good stay. You wanna pay the dog in position. Do not recall the dog from a place or a down. In my opinion, it makes that place and that down very watered down and diluted because you're teaching the dog to run towards you and they get very anticipatory and they sit there and they do this the whole time. He's not gonna move because my dude right here knows that he only gets paid when he's in this position. If he gets up, all that stuff goes away. So you're working on your distance, your duration, 1, 2, 3, good. So if you guys in the early stages of this, as your dog does a place or a down or a stay, you can go over and break your dog depending on what your duration looks like. So let's say, well, we've only done 10 seconds. Okay, now your goal is 15 seconds. Now, if you're failing at 15 every single time, go to 13 seconds. And you're really just writing down mentally or even physically what your dog is doing successfully and the moment that they fail. And you're trying to get over that threshold and you're trying to get over that bump. Now let's start talking about what I'm doing. So again, I am frontal with him. I am standing right here. I am making sure that the dog is in a down stay. The moment that you guys turn like this, that is an added step for the dog. What a lot of people do when they fail is they go down, stay, they walk away, boom, the dog gets up. So you gotta work on leash, distance, distraction, all that stuff. So in the beginning, it could be a 5-second down stay on leash, going crab stepping back and forth and paying the dog. Then when you guys progress and get better, you're gonna get a long line because you don't know what your dog's gonna do. I've trained him well enough, I know what he's gonna do, so I don't have a long line on him. I'm gonna come over here with my long line. If he gets up, pressure and safety. So this is how you improve that downstay. We're gonna walk towards these ducks with my 8-month-old puppy and do some recalls. And that may seem crazy for you guys because I am gonna let this dog off leash. Now, if you guys don't have good recall, do not do this. But if your recall is struggling outside but doing really well inside, one piece that you're likely missing is the long line. Make sure you guys have a 15-foot or 20-foot long line on your dog to hold your dog accountable when they don't come back. Burley, come! Yes, good boy. I'm recalling the dog, I'm sucking the dog in, so I'm targeting the dog, I'm animating, I'm getting the dog to come towards me, yes, and I'm paying the dog. A lot of people, what they do is they go, dog come, ducks, dog come, no, ducks, Burley come, yes, good boy, nice job. So make sure you animate yourself, make sure you make yourself fun because your dog's not gonna wanna come back to you because you're competing with life. Now, let's get a little bit closer to these ducks and I wanna show you how this works. We're gonna keep them on leash as we get closer because to be honest, I don't know how this is gonna go. I really don't expect him to be 100% with these ducks because he's never seen a duck in his life. So we're gonna get close to the ducks. I'm gonna show you guys how to work on your recall with realistic distractions. Smells the ducks. Burley, come. Correction, correction. Good, there's another one right behind us. Burley, come. Good, come. Good. This is what realistic dog training looks like. Right now, the ducks are winning over my food. So now I have to lean into corrections because the reality is, guys, is people will say, oh, well, you just desensitize it, you take your time. Yeah, you do that in an unrealistic setting, but guess what? I'm a realistic dog trainer in a realistic environment with dogs and ducks, and I want you guys at home to know how to realistically train your dog. So I gave him a couple corrections. I want to see and watch and show you guys how he conforms after we hold him accountable for not recalling a couple times. And I don't know if he's gonna do good, but over the time and over history and over the years, I know that correcting the dog for not listening to a well-known behavior teaches them how to behave much better. So let's go to the ducks again and see how we do after the correction. Break. Burley, come. Yes, good boy. Yes, and he gets paid. Okay, we're gonna do that again. Burley, come. Yes, good boy, good job. Good. And the next step for him or for you guys could be the remote collar. The remote collar is the most humane way and efficient and effective way to train a dog remotely and off leash. It's also the only thing in the world that will hold your dog accountable off leash, so it's the safest thing to do. I have a video that you guys can watch right here on how I got him completely off leash. Let's say he was off leash and he went, I don't have my leash. That's where the remote collar comes in. So I'll leave that link right here. All right, I hope this video was helpful for you guys. I have all of my courses, my remote collar course, my reactivity course, my beginner course, links in the description below. And also, if you guys want to join the members club, it's all of the unreleased footage, over $200,000 worth of dog training in my members club. You guys sign up for as low as $19.99 a month and you go live with me once a week to talk about your dog specifically. It's really fun. And that will be in the link below as well. And thank you guys for watching. I hope it was helpful. If it was, make sure you like this video and leave a comment. Burley and I will see you guys next video, and I'm sure he'll look a lot different than now.